It is currently 2 minutes before the scheduled update time for Tower Defense Simulator, and whereas in the past the update has released a couple of minutes early, it doesn't seem to be the case. There is no loading screen here that says update loading rebooting servers. It looks like developers are updating on the planned scheduled time and not a minute too soon, or they're doing it a minute late. We'll just have to see. I can see from Below Natural's new Discord message that their new game modifiers includes enemies that actually look like they're flying. You can already see in sandbox mode, or currently in sandbox mode, you can toggle flying enemies in sandbox mode, or the flying detection in sandbox mode, but they don't have the appearance of flying enemies. So if I were to go into sandbox mode and then go into enemies and then spawn in the same armored enemies that Below Natural did, but they were to have flying modifiers, enemies flying, and then spawn in a bunch of those enemies, you will see that yes, these enemies here, they do have flying detection, in that you'll need a tower with flying detection, such as the electroshocker, or well, upgraded sufficiently to actually hit these enemies, but they don't appear to be flying. So it seems like in this update that Below Natural has changed it so they look physically flying. So I wonder, right, if he's done this for other enemies, or like other detections in Tower Defense Simulator, such as lead, or like maybe even hidden. Well, we know it's definitely for hidden, it's still in the game, or it is currently in the game, because when you spawn in a hidden enemy, it has like a translucent effect that the enemy didn't previously have. As you can see here, they go from like opaque to translucent. Alright, so the update has just occurred 3 minutes late, but we'll accept that. And as you can see from the very start up here, you'll notice that there are a couple of changes to the UI immediately. Free rewards, earn rewards for playing. They've overhauled. Wait, what? That's you receive 50 coins. Okay, why is that different? Why is this? That's on a 2-minute timer, whereas this is the daily. What's this then? I'm so confused. Okay, so is this continuously playing the game? You have to be continuously logged into the game for playing. What? So if I were to just wait in this server for 2 minutes, or another 2 minutes or so, I get another reward. I got 50 coins in the first reward. What else am I going to get? Also, with this new update, with the UI up here being changed, all of these icons look fine, except for the news icon, which looks hilariously overblown. I think that is because the icon itself wasn't anticipated to be made for such a big icon, but fair enough. Anyways, ready to test your skills. Challenge trials are here. Complete trials to earn modifiers that you can apply to your matches. Challenge trials rotate every 3 hours. Brand new wave structures exclusively for challenge trials. Removed challenge maps. So as I anticipated, challenge maps have been removed. I actually predicted that. However, what the developers have also done is they've made every single mission quest available to everyone. I wonder if they've made like the event stuff available to everyone, or have they fixed that? So I can see the Trooper Commando, you can still do that, which is fair enough. That's not an event skin, but it does look like the other event skins in Tower Defense Simulator and the Firework Technician, which used to be in this rotation of mission quests, they are no longer available. So the developers have now fixed that issue. As for game modifiers, the long-awaited modifiers feature is live. Directly increase the difficulty of matches to earn more rewards. I actually predicted this. I predicted Glass would be one of these new game modifiers. So with Glass, base health is reduced to 1 HP. Flying enemies, all enemies are flying after wave 5. Hidden enemies, all enemies are hidden after wave 5. Healthy enemies, all enemies are bloated. Speedy enemies, all enemies are nimble. Exploding enemies, enemies explode on death, so probably something similar to the Boomer. Committed, you can't sell towers. Interesting. Limitations, your tower placement limit is reduced. Quarantine, your towers are unable to be placed next to each other. Right, so I assume that means a larger placement footprint. Fog, all tower ranges are reduced by 35%. Broke, all income sources are reduced by 33%. Inflation, all tower prices are increased by 50%. And jailed, every wave a tower is disabled after wave 5. So some of these are very similar to challenge maps, especially for the jailed towers modifier. But it looks like they've added a lot more, including some ones that we've known about, like glass we've known about. But they've also added some more interesting stuff. And these are multipliers, so it looks like you can stack a load of these together. And yes, you may have just seen that these are actually playtime rewards. So the longer you've been continuously playing, the better your rewards. It looks like after like an hour of playing, you get the higher grade crate. However, what you can do is you just can go aft in the main lobby, and you could just claim all of these, which, I mean, to be fair, I don't think the developers mind too much, since in terms of Roblox eyes, you are still being in the server, so it does contribute, at least to the developers' eyes, in terms of playtime for their statistics. Their playtime has increased. But additionally, if you are a premium user, such as me, Roblox Premium, then their rewards from you being in the game for much longer just to claim these rewards is also a lot higher. So yeah, I think the developers, they don't really mind if you just AFK into the lobby for a long period of time just to claim these playtime rewards. I also do wonder what happens if you were to quit the game and then rejoin like a private server, for example. Would that break the chain of the playtime rewards? As for mission quests, yep, they removed timers from them, as mentioned previously. New elevator system. Players can now choose their match size in elevators. Elevators now support the party system. Players can now ready up to start the match early. Okay, interesting. So if I were able to join an elevator, right, so party size 2, right, create. Okay, so it looks like I've been able to dictate. So if someone joins into my elevator, and then I can instantly ready up 0 out of 1, and then we just instantly choose a match. So actually I get free reign. Okay, so what happens if no one joins in time? I guess it just continues with how much players are in the elevator. So I guess they've actually updated the elevators to be actually quite useful. Elevators finally get some love. Yeah, okay, cool. Don't think elevators are still going to be used quite often, but given the fact that this is the only way of playing some maps in Tower Defense Simulator, such as Legacy Gilded Path, maybe some people would use it. Earn rewards for free just for playing the game. It resets daily. Right, okay, so it looks like for every time you're continuously in the game, this timer decreases. Okay, so if you play the game for like an hour a day, then you get like a high grade crate, which, you know, that actually sounds pretty good. From the locked icons behind it, it looks like there's silver, so these are mid-grade crates, and then gold, high-grade crates. So yeah, it does look like the developers are rewarding you for playing the game continuously. Not continuously, but for every time that you're either in the lobby or in the main game for an hour, you get rewards for consumables, which I think is pretty good. And then after that, we get binary stuff. Let's see. So it does actually give you an invitation to join the event, which is the first time I've seen this in the update log, which is fair enough. And then there are some changes to the medic and to the golden soldier, which we'll go over in a different video. Now, I wonder, how do you do this new like quest thing? Let's see. Press play. Let's see. Is it something that you just play before the start of your match? Because I can't really see. Like, for example, challenge maps, when they were in the game, it used to be up here, but now I can't see them. Right, let's see. Play, let's see. Survival, let's do easy, right? Solo. Oh, wait, it's here probably, isn't it? Oh, they've also changed the loading screen so that it's orange and it's got the new drawn icons. Oh, yes. Add modifier. Vote for a modifier to be added. Right, so, let's see. Wait, what? Vote for modifiers. Why can't I select them? Okay, maybe I have to select the map first before selecting the modifiers. Let's see. 4, 3, 2, 1. Why can't I still select them? Why couldn't I select what? Oh, and also the new modifiers I think has replaced the crate area, which was kind of useless, but I do wonder where all the crates are being opened now. So this area here has been renovated to include the modifiers. As the update log suggests, this is reset every 3 hours, so there's a unique challenge, and you can see there's a map Rex battlefield here, so I assume if you were to join this, you would like join like a modifier map. But it's interesting enough that the developers, they haven't made this available to matchmaking. You have to play it in a server, which is very backwards of them, I can't lie. Like, at least with the challenge map previously, you are able to play with other players around the world, whereas here, what are you doing? And I do suppose that all of these enemies, or this wave structure, is very unique to this game mode. But it also seems like you can't use consumables, nor can you use skills in this trial system, I guess. I guess that's interesting. So this is, I think this is more of a trial rather than like modifiers or whatever, but fair enough. But because they reset every 3 hours or so, it kind of does mean that you have to think more quickly on your feet, and there's not really a way to strategize. I mean, I guess with time, people will build out strategies for all of the trials in Tower Defense Simulator, but at least for like the first week or so, there's not going to be any strategy when it comes to this. You just like play the game and just use your skills to actually win. And given the fact that there are a load of modifiers in Tower Defense Simulator that you can now have, it does mean that there is going to be a lot of unique gameplay you can get out of Tower Defense Simulator now, which was my main criticism for the challenge maps. With the challenge maps, you could only really get one new map at least, every week or so, whereas this replaces itself every 3 hours. So I think it's going to be quite interesting. Although I do wonder, right, what happens if you were to lose this trial? Do you get any reward out of it? Because with the previous challenge match, you got nothing unless you beat the entire thing. Anyways, as for the speedy enemies trial, it's just a load of enemies with nimble. That's pretty much it. Although it looks very similar to the fallen mode wave structure. Although perhaps there's like some changes that I really don't know of. Right, so I'm about to lose. So let's see. Do I get any reward for all of my things? No, you don't. So it's pretty much very similar to challenge maps. Okay, the trials are similar to challenge maps, but how do you get the modifiers to work in like regular matches? This is also now stuck at 1 minute and 2 seconds. So do you actually have to be playing a game for it to be triggered? Was it working in the lobby unnecessarily previously? So you actually have to be playing the game for it to go down rather than just staying in the lobby AFK all this time? I also still can't, for the life of me, get these modifiers to work, which is frustrating because obviously like I would have wanted it to work. But yeah, you can certainly vote for it, but as of right now, you can't activate it. I wonder if it has to be activated outside of not sandbox mode, but if it has to be activated outside of solo mode. And finally, speaking of sandbox mode, I wonder, right, is there any changes to sandbox mode to accommodate for these modifier changes? Right, let's see. Challenges. Do here. No, okay, so they've kept around all of the old challenges. So back to basics, where is it? Vanguard, Oops, all slimes. They've kept around all of those, and they haven't actually changed anything about sandbox mode, which is very interesting.